following is a presentation of GRS TV.
We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high. On top, cause we so fly. Name in the bright lights. Looking like a star shot. We set the bar high.
Two teams that are having completely different seasons square off tonight as 8 of 9 district teams are still in the hunt for a playoff spot. From Homer B. Johnson Stadium here in Garland, thanks so much for being with us. Scott Garner alongside Bobby George. It's the Rowlett Eagles tonight and the Lakeview Centennial Patriots. We're happy to have you along. These two teams know what's at stake. They know they must win tonight. They've got to win next week. And Rowlett playing probably their best football of the year. They've won 2 of 3 after a big losing streak to start the campaign. They've been getting production through the air. They're just not quite sure who's going to be throwing it tonight.
That's right. They got 2 good quarterbacks in Ellison and Boyd. They split the time last week, which really worked for them. They were able to put up a lot of points, a lot of yards against North Garland. Came out with the victory against North Garland. Lakeview's last game was they lost against North Garland. So we're going to see 2 teams. You said it, Rowlett has won 2 out of 3. Lakeview started out the season super powerful, super strong. They're sitting in 3rd place right now behind UIL East and Naaman Forest, and both of those games are the next 2 games for Lakeview. So a very important game for them to win tonight. It
is, and it's a fun part of the schedule. And when things are going well, it just makes it so much more fun for everyone involved. Coach Derek offered after they ended up losing 5 games in a row to begin the campaign. They have defeated South Garland. They have defeated North Garland with a big 27-26 win, as you mentioned. And they are poised for what they hope will be a really good game. This was one of the top games in the Metroplex. And we are set for football here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. 8 of 9 teams still in the hunt. Lakeview kicks it off high and short. They want to avoid the big return. They've done that. And they will give the Eagles the football at the 25-yard line. And so probably Andrew Ellison to start. A young quarterback. He's green. He's very inconsistent. He wears the number 12. He's thrown 101 balls. Both quarterbacks, interestingly, have over 100 attempts. You do not see that very much.
Yeah, they've been using them both quite a bit, splitting time. But I tell you, tonight, their main concern is going to be number 6 on the other side of that ball, or number 8 over there, Trey Wilson. I mean, he will get after you. He's on the left defensive end spot. And I tell you what, both of them better keep their eye on that defensive end.
Well, Coach Alford very concerned about it. You could see that James Okolo was ready to take off with that football. Instead throws the slant. That's not even close to Kirkling there, one of their favorite targets. And in a surprise move, they go with Okolo at quarterback.
How about that? He's been their wide receiver all season long, and it's been a good one. He's been out there on the left side putting up big numbers for them. It's pretty interesting that they didn't go for either one of their quarterbacks and went with the wide receiver.
He is long. He is mean. They like what he does. Devontae Crow runs right into the teeth of that defense that has been so good. This Lakeview Centennial team may have the absolute best defense up front. That was Nico Gaston.
Yeah, I think so. I think the guys in blue have really proven themselves this year. That front 4 is probably one of the best front 4s we've seen in all of 9-6A football.
That loss of 2 on that second down puts Okolo in a tough spot, but he's got a wide open target and finds Kirkling there, who gets the first down. They give him a lot of cushion, and just like that, Rowlett says, hey, we're not worried about a 3rd and long. Let's convert.
Yeah, pretty interesting. They were able to just go out here and basically throw a 10-yard stop pattern because nobody was covering Kirkland.
14 for Kirkland on the pass on a 3rd and 12. About that, Corey Kirkland, a 1,000-yard guy last year, came in with 29 catches. That's number 30. He and Okolo, who's the quarterback, lead the team in receiving. How about that? First down carry for Crow, and he runs into Trey Wilson, who is a really physical defensive end. He came in with 35 tackles on the year.
Yeah, that's what we've been talking about. I mean, he will just come down the line and get you. And it's pretty easy for him to do that when the two techs, the defensive tackles, the linebackers are all filling the gaps, and there's just no place for the running back to go. And Crow just didn't have any place to run.
He didn't. And Devontae Crow, he is a hard-nosed kid, a guy that missed one summer workout. That ball goes through the hands of McCullough, who picks it up. He's athletic now, has a block on the edge, somehow picks up yardage after the ball goes through his hands. There are not many quarterbacks that can recover as a third stringer when that happens.
Well, you know, he's had 39 receptions. He's got 550 yards receiving. He knows what to do with it when he has to scramble around. He's one of their athletic guys, and that's why they put him back there at quarterback. They said, hey, if we got a chance against this defense, let's get some athleticism back there.
And he is a great wide receiver, so they lose that aspect of their game, but they're willing to give it up. They've got third down. Again, it's the second, third and long, and what an arm, but he threw it behind Kirkling that time, who was covered up by Jamar Rhodes, who got destroyed by the quarterback Okolo on the last play.
Now this time they run a post, and it runs right into the coverage. Last time they just kind of set back and set down in that 10-yard spot. This time he runs right into the safety's coverage.
A.J. Harris, a safety, back to return this kick. Andrew Ellison is the punter, but Ellison's also the number 2 quarterback.
Yeah, watch out.
They're going to get everybody a job here. High snap. That's off the side of Ellison's foot. It will hit it around the 32 and go straight out of bounds. Short kick, a miss hit on the first punt of the game.
Well, the good thing is you didn't let Ellison take off running with it. You went and kick it out of bounds. Lakeview's got to like what they did right there on defense. They were able to shut them down.
They were. You know, against North Garland in their last game, they had a lead late. Then they lost it. They were down 11, came back, and just could not quite get it done. They lose by 4, give up 35 points in that loss, and they only average about 21 points permitted per game, so they give up a bunch to God's Power Nawahi and company. First carry of the game for Hester. He's their guy, and they target him immediately, drop him for a loss of 3. Great play by Brox at safety.
Joseph Brox with the solo tackle for the Eagles.
Yeah, this was a designated run. I mean, it was a run all the way, and Brox he comes up from safety position, sees that. He's been watching film. I mean, that's what good players do. They watch film so they can recognize plays like that.
And he is their best player in the back end. There's no question, a versatile guy. They've had him at cornerback some this year. They move him to safety. He'll be down in that box a lot
He's
tonight.
got great instincts.
13 needed on second down for the Patriots. Well, that box is congested here. Hester looking. They'll swing it out of the flat. They've got their man. There's Jack Dustin, who usually does it on the ground. Nice catch by the fullback. They pick up the first down and get 15 from Jack.
Hey, I like the way Hester was just real patient. Watch him just take his time, knows he's got to check down, brings it down there when all the coverage leaves him, and you see Dustin do the rest.
Dustin, a big fullback. That's only a 6th grab of the year. It's first down now, and Hester's going to take off. Needs a block. Doesn't even use it. Deep into the secondary across the 40. He is into Eagle territory, and a 23-yard scamper for the most versatile quarterback in the league.
That was good blocking. Everybody got their man, and the lane just opened wide open. And you got speed like that, might as well go out there and get that first down.
And that's not what that play's designed to do. And as Coach Alford had mentioned coming into the game, the Rowlett coach, 85% of the plays where you see Dustin in on is
breakout.
He's having to just create on his own.
Absolutely.
First down carry here. Here comes Savion Hunter, who gets strung out on the edge. Nice play there by Ellis, who's one of the first guys to get there. And now a flag comes out late.
There you go. Brox comes down from safety again, makes a big play. But then the extracurricular activities over there will get you in trouble, and that looks like bets maybe get called here.
Conduct, number 5. First down.
Who did they call that on?
Could not tell.
So a great play right there. you have, and then all of a sudden you don't control your temper. Yeah, number 5.
That was Ellis.
Yeah, there it is right there, the push.
Just can't do that in a game like this.
No, you've made a great play, and now you give up 15 yards and a first down.
Just cannot give what Coach Alford feels is the most athletic team in the district an extra 15 when you made a great play in a TFL.
Yeah.
This is what this Rowlett team has done in 2 of the last 3 games. First down now as they motion to a pistol, move Hunter into the backfield in motion. Option play, and Dustin got popped. Whoa, did he get walloped? Martin and Johnson are the 2 best tackles perhaps going in the league. And that time it was Russell, the end, that might have gotten there before the other 2.
Let's see here. Boom! Just immediately. Big-time tackle right there.
Woo. Back to the 26-yard line.
What a hit. That's what these 2 teams really love to do. You see Curtis Johnson right there in the middle, big number 90. He is an amazing player. Had 25 tackles as a 3 technique coming into the game.
That's an athletic guy. That's what happens when you have a motor.
On 2nd and 12, they go to the post.
Oh.
And Hunter had the ball dislodged. What a play by Isaiah Jennings, the cornerback.
Boy, it looked like he was so wide open. I think the ball just took a little time to get there.
We have an official timeout. Injured player for Lakeview.
Wide open, but boy, he took one on the shoulder pretty hard.
And that's Hunter that's down. Savion Hunter, a guy that has really sort of become a hybrid player in that not only can he catch, but Bobby, he's got 19 carries for almost 260 yards coming in. They love the fly sweep with him. He's got 2 touchdowns in 19 touches.
Yeah,
and
13
he is
yards of carry, man. That's getting it.
He is a valuable member. Watch this hit. That was a big-time collision.
Probably got a little stinger there. You can see him shaking his arm off right there. And well, he got nailed in that shoulder, and he couldn't see it. He never saw the hit coming. Yeah, he's an athlete right there. I mean, he's able to carry the ball, 13 yards of carry, 2 touchdowns, like you said. And, they need him out there. Big part of their offense.
No question. Anthony Sansolaire loves to get the ball. In fact, they got it to Hunter on his first carry. Went for a touchdown against North Garland last game. He's out right now, and they need a big play. They've had a couple of them this drive. 3rd down and 13. Hester creating. Trying to set his feet. Flag comes out. He threw it away.
Probably going to be a holding right there. Well, he was doing some playmaking ability with his feet. It just, he knew the time was clicking away. Goes ahead and tosses that one out of bounds. But when you go out and you start rotating outside like that, a lot of times these linemen, they'll get a hold of the jersey and they can't help it.
They talked about hot feet with quarterbacks. I'm not sure you could turn the heat up any more than those feet were on fire with Hester.
I mean, it looked like a pistol was shooting at his feet. He's doing the dance. Look at that, though, right there. I mean, that was an amazing escape right there.
Nate Maxson is our lead official. This crew out of the Dallas chapter.
Hold it. Number 50. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
So they'll decline the hold. It will be 4th down and 12. And
so what do you do here, right? I mean,
Diego Reverol may be the best place kicker in the league.
Yeah, if you can block for him, he might be able, and you've got the wind behind you. We were talking about it. It might be a 10-mile-an-hour wind that's blowing from right to left. So if he gets a good connection and they get good blocking, they might be able to put one through here.
This is from 43. He's hit from 47. Pressure. They got it. It's blocked, and it's returnable. And here they go down the sideline. Jaden Ellis. They won't catch him. Touchdown.
Those are the plays that change a game. That's the key. You have to protect it so he can kick it. Boy, Ellis making the block, making the scoop, taking it to the house.
The Eagles, who began the season having lost 5 in a row, they win their first game in week 6, and they are looking to take the lead against the most athletic team in the district. They handle a low snap and make it a 7-0 game with 7:29 to go. Special teams showing up early on GRS TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
Eagle drill team excited about what they have seen early on, and Rowlett with the early advantage tonight. 7:29 to go in this opening period. Lakeview Centennial held inside the 30 going into score. The Eagle defense does its job, and then Jaden Ellis off the edge with the block and picks up that loose football, scooped it, ran the distance, and the Eagles have drawn first blood. High and short to avoid a return. Patriots run into each other. They're going to get good field position out of this. That's Jonathan Whittle, who's sort of moving in and out of traffic there. Lakeview Centennial, while they're down 7, they've got good field position to start with.
Well, you know, they do that pooch kick, and most of the time they fair catch it. Whittle decided not to, and that's what happens. Whittle makes a big. Gets it in there and picks up 10, 15 yards. That's what you do. I don't ever understand why they always, fair catch it right there when there's just really no one around them.
Well, he didn't that time. And Whittle, a junior wide receiver, their biggest target. He had a great game against Garland, makes a great decision there, and they are now 59 yards away perhaps from tying it. Jonathan Hester and company back out. Jack Dustin gets the carry, and he takes another blow. Another pound right in the middle of the field. What a job by Emmanuel Evans, the Sam linebacker.
Yeah, he just comes around there and, hey, look what I found, man, and just really makes an open field tackle. And that's what you want for your linebackers out there. They're not really scared that there's going to be a big throwing, campaign by Hester. And what they really want to do is just contain him, and that's why they were outside, and, man, Dustin just falls right into his lap. Yeah,
and Evans was injured last year. He's completely changed his game, but he's back. They go into the flat. Here's Spencer. Boy, if he gets space, he is dangerous. Gets slung down a foot into the white. They pick up 14 on that play. Eli Jennings yanked him, and that's going to draw the flag.
Interesting that they're going to throw it because it wasn't like he was stepping out of bounds that I saw. Maybe we pick it up on the replay. But, I mean, he was in bounds when he wrapped him up, and Jennings throws him down, but let's see if he steps out of bounds here.
Personal foul, late hit, number 11 on the D. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic first down.
I mean, it looked to me like he made contact when he was in bounds.
This is Jennings' first year into this program. Makes a mistake here. He's a senior linebacker, as you mentioned, came in with 25 tackles. And, his practice habits are so good. He's a guy that's really had a good last 2 weeks, but that was not a good decision. So personal foul moves them to the 31-yard line, and just like that, they're in scoring position here. Hester keeps, he's got room. Into the third level before he gets hit. His best run of the game, 13 more for Lakeview.
Well, just a tricky play. It looked like Spencer was going to get it all the way. Look at that, look at that. Oh, nope, he doesn't get it, and there goes Hester. It just just enough delay. It opened up that lane, and he was able to get through it. Hester's so fast and makes good decisions.
Lakeview Centennial showing everyone why they average 29 points a game, 4 better than Rowlett coming in. Looking to try to tie the game. They're in the red zone now. Hester pumped it twice. Now he's going to take off. Nice move. They contained him, so he's only able to get back to the line of scrimmage.
Boy, big number 99 was all over him, and he just, where did he go? You know, Chase Smiley. Watch him, he just comes up here, and he's like, uh-oh. Oh, where'd he go? There he is. Boy, look how fast Hester is. He just makes everybody miss.
Smalley is a big tackle. He and Johnson, along with Martin, are really big in the middle. 2nd down and 10. Exciting first quarter. Just had a blocked field goal, run back for a touchdown. That's how Rowlett has the lead. They go empty now. 5 wides into the boundary. It's volleyed into the air. What a job there. Down inside as they get the hands up. It looked like Jamon Lamb.
Boy, big number 77 right there. Just gets his hands up. Look, it's a quick throw to the right. He just reads it quickly and gets his hands up, plays a little basketball out there.
Boy, he is a senior. They list him as an offensive lineman. They've moved him to the D line, and he's not even on the 2 deep. But, boy, he looks the part.
Well, he's big, and he plays that offensive tackle position out there, so he's probably playing a little both ways now. But, boy, doesn't he look like a good defensive lineman?
Really does. To force another 3rd and long for Lakeview. This is where they were the last time they got close. Hester, not even close, trying to hit Jonathan Whittle.
So here we are again in the same situation at the same place on the field. I don't see them running out there and thinking about kicking this one. You know, that's the part of special teams. It takes everyone to participate and to make their play. And you may have a kicker that can kick it 45 yards, but if you can't block for him, it turns into a touchdown on the other side of the field. So this is the coach's decision now. They're not going to do it.
This would be a 35-yarder. They had a 43-yarder blocked a moment ago. They're going to go for it. 4th and 10. They lead the running back, Hester, into block. He throws over the middle and not even close. That ball was a slant to Bobby Leak, and he was double covered.
Yeah, it's probably best he threw it out of the end zone because there was just nothing there. I would have liked to have seen something for Hester to run the ball here because I know it's 4th and 10, but he picks up such good yardage on the scrambles, and there was just no one open.
Boy, that is surprising, and Rowlett will take the football over.
I think Lakeview is very comfortable in this side of the field with their defense. I think they think that they can hold them and probably play the field position game and get the ball back.
Andrew Ellison will quarterback now. They go into the boundary on the quick stream. This is a part of their passing game, but not much. In fact, he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. They went to Okolo, who started the game at quarterback. Xavier Wright made the play.
That's exactly right. They just turn it and throw the little 2-step turnaround, little wide receiver screen. There you see number 77 out there again. Now he's playing that left offensive tackle position. These guys going both ways nowadays.
2nd down, a zone play. And well, you run into the teeth of that defense. That is a dangerous play call right there. Jemias Benson, his first carry, and Nico Gaston is a backup tackle, but he doesn't play like it.
Yeah, he's 5'10", 255 pounds. Boy, that's solid muscle, too.
Well, Nico Gaston, one of the strongest players on the team. First team All-District performer last year, plugging it up. 3rd down now for Ellison, who's been a little inconsistent throwing the football. Throws it here, and it's almost picked off. I thought Zion Chambers had a chance at the pick 6.
Woo, he read it perfectly. Nice break on the ball. That's why they have these guys out there on the outside, because they have break speed where they can just hit it and go the other direction so fast. And that's what Chambers shows right there.
And Ellison never looked off the wide receiver, and Chambers read it like a book. And I thought that was 6.
I think he might have thought so as well.
Might have Colo come back out. Ellison, who almost threw the pick 6, will drop back to punt with A.J. Harris, who doubles as a safety. That's a high snap. Got it out quick. Harris will not have a chance to return it. It's the second short punt for Rowlett, and so Lakeview will start on the plus side of midfield. 4 minutes and 6 seconds to go in this first quarter. You see Anthony Saint-Hilaire coming in, and boy, he really feels like this is a must-win game. You get down to this part of the season, and I don't care who you are, you have to win every game to have a chance at the top 4 spots.
Absolutely. They're sitting in 3rd place right now, so you have to win out, really. You don't want to lose this game and then have to play the number 1 and number 2 teams in the district for your next few games and not have a victory here.
Here comes Jonathan Hester. And they'll hand the football off to Savion Hunter around the edge. This is his specialty. Got accelerated, and he's able to pick up close to 20 yards on that scamper.
This is what I like. This is what they do the best. Not throwing the ball. They do the read option, and that's what they do best. They get it to these athletes. They can get outside and just burn.
Savion Hunter's 21st carry of the year. He got stopped for a loss on that first fly sweep. They're inside the 30 yet again. Hester this time with time. Goes into the flat, get it right back to Hunter, makes a move. They get him some space as he somersaults out of bounds close to the sticks, picking up 8.
If they would have got that to him just a little bit faster, Emmanuel Evans over there wouldn't have been as close, and Hunter wouldn't have had to make such a move. But, boy, you get him out there in space, and it's time. He will break one.
Boy, if this were 1980s playoff football, you'd be counting penetrations here, wouldn't you?
That's
it's about
right.
the 3rd time they've been inside the 20. Already, we're in the first quarter. Single coverage for Whittle. Through his hands. Jonathan Whittle was waiting on it. Jennings a little late converging. That should have been 6.
You like to have these. This is when you go up in the air and snag it. And Hester makes a beautiful throw. Put it right where he could get it.
They are in a very comfortable 3rd and short. And you know down 7 with the propensity of going for it that Anthony Saint-Hilaire always brings to the stadium with him. This is 4 down territory. They're going to go with a little bit of a jumbo look. Hester, quarterback keeper all the way, head down. And I do believe he has found the yard to gain, picking up 3.
It's an interesting play. They just take their 2 running backs. Their guards are pulling. Everybody's going left. He just kind of sneaks in behind everybody and picks it up.
20th play of the game coming up now from scrimmage. They get into the hands of Spencer, their playmaker, and he's going to make this one look easy. A touchdown of 17 yards for Julius Spencer.
So the gamble played off this time. They went ahead and forced them to punt, Rowlett to punt, got the short field, and this time they were able to punch it in. A lot of throwing this possession. Usually they don't do a lot of it. They were able to spread it out, use the entire field, all the left side of the field, all of the right side of the field.
Diego Reverol for the point after it hit the upright and bounces off. Rowlett has been living right. They continue to lead this game with 2:38 to play in the first quarter. We'll break it here. You are watching GRS TV. Julius Spencer takes it into the end zone for the touchdown. His 5th touchdown reception of the year. He's now gone over the 40 catch mark for the 2nd straight season. Just a young sophomore, guy that had a big game against Wiley. It seems like he's had 4 or 5 really big games this year, but Rowlett hanging on to the lead after the missed extra point.
Yeah, that extra point is going to be big. This game might be coming down to the wire, and we'll see how that ends up being. You know, that 1 point, that's two, basically 8 points they've given away on special teams.
A chance for a return here as that ball is picked up at the goal line by Brooks, who's a safety, and look out. A flag coming in for maybe an illegal block, and he's tackled shy of midfield. So this one will probably be coming back as Jeremiah Moore tracked him down. I'm not even sure that was necessary.
Yeah, you know, and I don't even think they thought the guy that had the illegal block, I mean, he probably didn't think he did anything wrong, because you got these guys basically turning into you, and you kind of just put a shoulder on somebody, and then you get the illegal block in the back. Here it comes, right here. Right there it is, and you didn't need it.
Reinforced half the distance. Yeah.
A good call.
And Rowlett really needed a good return there, because Lakeview Centennial has snapped the ball 21 times compared to Rowlett's 10. And they've really done a good job of moving the football. Rowlett has just 20 yards of offense, even though they got a 7-6 lead. They scored on special teams on a blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown.
That's right. 2 special teams plays. One, Lakeview misses the extra point. That's why they're down by 1. And the other one was a blocked field goal, and Rowlett was able to scoop it and run for 70.
You know, James Okolo did not look bad at quarterback. He opened up the game at quarterback. This will be the second series, though, for Andrew Ellison, the young green sophomore quarterback. He's been inconsistent this year. He's going to throw it into the edge. He's got a block here on a screen. Nice bubble, but he lost the football. It somehow rolled right back to him. The ball rolled right back to Kirkling, who crosses the 30, and they pick up 22.
They like these little wide receiver screens. You see that? It's good blocking right there they got from all the receivers. Uh-oh, watch that blindside tackle. Knock that ball out of there. Wow, luck. It just goes right back into his hands. But they like that little play right there. Let's see it. They'll probably have a lot more of them.
If they can't stretch the defense, though, that won't be there. They'll try to do it here, though, as they get it up to Kirkling again, and just could not get it to him. Nice pressure there by Maurice Johnson, the tackle.
Well, you like how they are starting to throw the ball around. If you do that, you can spread that Lakeview defense out. If Lakeview can just sit there and focus on blitzing the quarterback and just, you know, taking down Crow and Benson as the running game, then it's going to be a long night for Rowlett. So you've got to be able to throw the ball a little bit.
They roll Ellison out, throw it into the boundary, a high toss, and it gets broken up. It's a real good play in the secondary by Jeremiah Moore. Ball intended for Trey Long.
Tough pass right here. Gets it out there to Trey Long. But boy, he just takes punishment for going up and getting it for you.
It's a common denominator among those in the back end of both defensive units. They are physical, and if that ball is anywhere but in the center of that catch radius, so look out. They'll try to dislodge it. So a couple of breakups already. Got to be careful not to turn the ball over here. They throw the slant, single coverage, and somehow Kirkling reels it in, and he will move the sticks for just the 3rd time for Rowlett tonight.
Boy, I really like how Kirkland reached out and got the ball. He didn't wait for it to come to him. That's a good zip play right there, and Kirkland all hands man right there, got it.
Rowlett has completed 2 balls this drive, a 22-yard pass and an 11-yard connection, both to Kirkling, who came in with 29 grabs and 4 touchdowns with 362 receiving yards. Again, he had over 1,000 last year. He's got a good burst. He's got a college burst. Rare carry for Crow on first down. He only gets 2 because Trey Wilson is right there to dip and rip and to make that play.
Big number 75, Marion. Let's see, Marion Berry. He's really done a good job on Trey Wilson out there on that end. Trey Wilson hasn't had a whole lot of time to get to the quarterback, hadn't made a lot of disruptions. He's been able to go down the line and make the tackles, but he hasn't been getting to the quarterback recently.
Just 1 first down when this drive began. It has already been a very successful drive because they began from their own 10 and they did not want to punt it for a third straight time. Fake the counter. Nice job by Crow to break a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and he fights for a first down, picking up 9.
Wow.
His best run.
Boy, look at Barry right here. The big offensive line I was just talking about just does a trap block to spring that run. Beautiful play.
You see the different styles in play, and Rowlett not afraid to take this thing to the quarter. They want to shorten the game tonight as the underdog. 7-6. Rowlett has the lead on a blocked field goal, run back for a touchdown on GRS TV.
The Garland ISD Education Foundation provides resources to support and enrich education for all students in the Garland Independent School District. Every dollar donated helps fund innovative teaching and learning initiatives. Choose today to impact a better tomorrow. For more information and to learn how you can give, visit gisdedfoundation.org.
It's a must-win game here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium tonight. Lakeview Centennial trying to cling to that third spot in 9-6A. And if Rowlett has any hopes of making it to the postseason this year, they must win tonight. Rowlett has to beat Wiley East next week, one would think, to have any mathematical chance. That's the top team in the district.
Absolutely, and both teams have to play them.
Right now, we go to the second quarter of play, and the Eagles, after a blocked field goal, run in for a touchdown with, by far, their best-looking drive of the night. They'll switch ends. They'll snap the ball for the 7th time. They've already gone 44 yards, beginning at their own 10. Second quarter begins with Ellison, the second quarterback we've seen tonight, and against the zone defense. He finds James Okolo, who began the game at quarterback, wide open to move it for 11 yards.
Wow, I really like the way that Ellison throws this ball. Watch him, he does a little pump fake to the outside, zips it in the middle, and that's what springs it because their defense is reading Ellison's eyes, and once he looks outside, everybody drops that direction, then he feeds it right in the middle.
Really nice looking Rowlett drive. They're playing their best football, as Coach Alford had mentioned, and they'll go to the ground for the second time on first down in a row. They'll give it to Crow, who came in averaging 5.7 per carry, but the D tackle is doing a good job down low. He only gets 2. D tackle is led by Maurice Johnson, who was down there. He's a guy that's very hard to move, and at 345, he's in real good shape.
Big dude, very fast, and super strong, and leads that defensive line down there. He's got a great attitude, a hardcore motor, and they love him down there.
This drive has already consumed 3 minutes of this first half. They'll run a play action for the first time, and Ellison's in trouble. He's got 9 guys trying to track him down, and somehow he picks up positive yards with a flag coming in. Nico Gaston makes his second stop of the half.
Well, he's got some escapability, doesn't he?
They talk about putting a hat on a hat. It looked like there was one maroon hat for every 2 gold hats, did it not?
It did. I thought they had him, and he sneaks away from it. Look at this. Where did they?
Second down.
About that run.
You see Ellison right there trying to protect that football. That's one of the things he's really improved on. Ball security. At 9 touchdowns to 5 interceptions coming in. And he's a work in progress, but he's been getting better and better. James Okolo started out at quarterback to begin this game. But the one thing that they know, Okolo right now probably has a higher ceiling at quarterback, but they lose his ability to catch balls when they put him at quarterback.
That's right. He's their super athlete.
So that holding moves it back, and it's second down at 18. Ellison sets his feet, throws it over the middle to Kirkling, makes his 4th catch. They get it past the original line of scrimmage, pick up close to 10 with A.J. Harris collecting his first tackle.
Boy, he was so open. Like right there, he's wide open. They have to sit and delay it just a little bit longer, but he was still so open that the ball was able to get there and still make the catch. I think, though, if you throw it just a little bit quicker, he catches that ball and has some room to run.
That is Kirkling's third catch of over 9 yards on this drive alone. He had a 22-yarder to begin the drive, an 11-yard reception, now a 10-yard reception as they empty the backfield.
Yeah, all the linemen are out here.
That's a tackle eligible. And that ball is almost intercepted. That's a real nice job of jumping the route by Jamar Rhodes, who's the number 2 cornerback on that side.
Interesting, he went to that side, which is the short side of the field, and there was just no room for it. And number 2, Chambers over there just makes a good play. He just breaks through it quickly.
And that forces a 4th and long, and they're really in no man's land. This would be way too long to attempt a field goal. It would be 52 yards. You can't punt it here. And you could, but the analytics suggest go ahead and go for it, and they will. Everybody is tight within 7 yards of the line of scrimmage. Ellison looking deep, gonna go. He's got a man. He's there and just cannot make the connection there. They tried to hit Kirkling for the 4th time on the drive, and it's a turnover on downs.
Boy, he was wide open. He makes a little double move, a little pump and go. Nicely thrown ball, but just out of the reach of Kirkland. Lost opportunity.
A little bit surprised he was able to get 3 steps on the defender on a 4th and 9. Lakeview Centennial will take it over, down by 1. But they consume 4.5 minutes on that drive.
Yeah, before that drive, they had 10 yards.
Yes.
They've got 88 now. Good drive for them. A lot of time off the clock.
This is what they like to do. Get in the hands of Spencer, get him to the edge, and it's the first time they have strung this out. And words between Spencer and Emmanuel Evans, the linebacker, there at the end of the play.
Making the stop for the Eagles, Emmanuel Evans.
They had the blockers out there, but just they were able to string it out. Evans just does a great job of not getting caught inside, and he was able to string it out.
These linebackers for Rowlett are pretty good. Betts had 53 stops coming in. Evans 46, 2nd down and long. And again, they try to go to Whittle against that zone defense, and they rally and converge to the ball and break that thing up. That's a nice play by Walker. Sammy Walker, backup corner.
Yeah, he comes from that safety, I guess. I think he was playing safety, maybe outside corner, but he breaks on the ball so quick. It gets his hands in front and knocks that ball down. Just a clean play.
And how about Walker with 15 tackles from a cornerback spot as the number 2 man on the depth chart? That's pretty good. We got a whistle now.
For the play. Wow, now.
And it really feels like with Rowlett having ripped off 12 plays on their last drive and controlling the momentum and controlling the tempo, that it's just a 3rd down that Lakeview needs to convert.
Yeah, keep that defense off the field there, because they were out there a long time. And I know Rowlett probably feels that, you know, they had that long drive and then it didn't get any points. But if you can hold them here and get the ball back on a short field, that'd be win-win.
Press coverage. They'll go man with 1 high safety and throw it to the seam and a little undershot. Oh, they had their man trying to find Kalen Montgomery for the first time, and he had a step.
Yeah, he was behind everybody. You just put that one up in the air, just throw it as far as you can, and Montgomery probably chases that one down.
If that ball is on the money, that may be a touchdown.
Absolutely. He was behind the defense, and no one was behind him.
So Rowlett holds again. And Lakeview Centennial will have to kick this thing away. Diego Reverol, the punt for the first time in this game. Joseph Brox, a safety, is back to return. It is a directional kick away from Brox. Bounces toward the middle of the field. Not a real lengthy punt, but they avoid the return. 29 yards on the kick. So the Rowlett Eagles with some pretty good line play and better quarterback play than maybe even Coach Alford anticipated coming in.
Yeah, everybody's coming to play the game tonight. I mean, it's been a good rivalry. That offensive line down there for Rowlett has really played well. And when you can spread the ball out a little bit, it'll open that running game up for you.
71 passing yards for the Eagles, but for the third first down in a row, they'll hand the football off. Not afraid to give it to Benson. Jermias Benson, tackled by Nico Gaston. Benson came in with 79 carries, 5.8 his average.
Yeah, you can see those offensive line just turning their guys and creating a little path. And, you know, if you're getting 5 or 6 yards a carry, I think you should go ahead and use it a little bit more.
And how much does that help your quarterback second and short rather than second and 10?
He's not used to it.
That's for sure, but they'll keep it on the ground here, and unexpectedly, Benson getting close to first down yardage, picking up 3 more before Corey Gray can make his first stop.
And then on the tackle, Trayshawn Gilmore.
If you can get it back there behind Jamon Lamb, I think you're going to be, you know, better off than not be able to pick some yards up. That guy is a big guy, and he's playing solid on that left side.
Gone to Benson 2 times in a row, and he's a young junior. They like it when he runs behind his pads. Will they give him a shot here on third down? They'll pitch it to him. He's behind the pads here, makes a cut, makes a man miss, and that's what they're referring to. His ability to get upfield and break tackles, picks up 6 on a quick pitch.
Make it look easy. That's 4 runs in a row.
And we may have a guy down here. This is Jamon Lamb, the 6'7", 275-pound senior left tackle. Of all the guys on that line of scrimmage, he's the one you want to lose the least.
Yeah, I think so. But maybe he's just got a cramp right there, and we've been talking about it. He's been playing both ways, and usually he plays just offense, but today you've seen him playing defense, so he's not had much of a break. May need to get over there and drink him some pickle juice.
7:12 to go here in this first half. It is 7-6. Rowlett opening up the scoring, blocking the field goal in the first Lakeview possession. It was a 43-yard attempt. Jaden Ellis, who's a cornerback, came around the edge and blocked the kick, scooped it, went the distance for the touchdown. And then a little later on, a 17-yard touchdown connection from Hester to Spencer, which would have tied the game, but the extra point hit the upright and bounced off. 7-6. Ellison steps up, sets his feet, going to go deep, and a little bit off the mark. He had a chance to hit Corey Kirkling up that right side, who was in single coverage with Jamar Rhodes.
Well, I like what they're trying to do, and look how much time they're able to set back here. He makes some people miss, sets his feet, just didn't have the arm to get it to him. I like that they're going deep on him, though.
Had Kirkling recognized it was a little underthrown, he might have been able to make the adjustment. Second down. It's a setup for a little quick screen, or maybe an option, maybe a give.
They got a lot of room on the outside here.
Play action. Ellison on an underneath route, threw it into traffic, and that ball was almost picked by Rhodes. It would have been his 3rd interception of the year.
Yeah, there was just no one to throw to. They were completely covered, and he throws that one right into triple coverage. He's got plenty of time.
Rhodes and Chambers both have had a chance at picks. That ball was right at him. 3rd down. 3rd and 10 for Rowlett. You can see how they've sort of been up and down, but Ellison growing up right before our eyes, the number 2 quarterback. They'll roll the pocket here. He's under big pressure, and he throws it into the bench.
Oh!
That ball actually caught by a Colo, who goes into the boundary to get it.
Hey, very smart play. We saw him play earlier this year. He would have probably taken a sack right there. He's learned a lot, watched a lot of film. The kid is really picking it up and figuring out this game, and does a smart play by just trying to throw it away there.
And maybe underestimating the speed from perhaps one of the best linebacking cores in the district.
You're absolutely right. Those guys in blue, They are fast. Super athletic group.
Andrew Ellison back to punt.
Ellison will punt this thing away. Last couple have been short. A.J. Harris deep. Pressure here. This may be returnable for the first time, but Harris going to signal for a fair catch. It hits at the 5. They're going to kill this thing right around the 5-yard line. 39 yards and really effective. Best punt of the night.
First down and 10 for the Patriots at Lakeview Centennial High School.
Well, they get it down there on the 6-yard line. I would say that your defense won right there. Got that kick down there, and now you've really pinned Lakeview Centennial. And Lakeview just hasn't been able to pick their offense up yet. It's like you don't know what they are yet. Are they a running team or a throwing team? It doesn't seem like we figured out what they want to do tonight. And Rowlett's just been right on them. They've been able to contain them.
And they were concerned about Rowlett's scrappy mindset and how they have really made it tough on some opponents. They're going to go to Savion Hunter. Again, he tries to bounce, and again, they get to the edge. Second time in a row they have done that after he broke a couple of big ones. And again, that defense is all over the place. Eli Jennings.
Oh, he played that so good. Did you see him reach out? Wow, what an athlete he is.
They're swarming tonight.
Man, he is a big guy, too. And
yes.
Fast. He was just able to get out there. You got Hunter. He's fast. He wasn't able to get outside of him.
Hunter's fast. Emmanuel Evans is fast. Second down and close to 12 here. And Hester's in trouble. I don't know if that was a busted play or what, but they got maybe a yard.
Just nowhere to go. Rowlett just pinned him up. Big number 99 right there. Just, you know, you get that good play by Smalley in there, and it clogs things up. And then all your linebackers can fly to the ball.
It's become commonplace to run the option inside your 10, and that time you see why they would never do that for 100 years. Now the defensive end jumped, and I think
Offsides, now 27 on the offense making contact in the neutral zone. 5-yard penalty, still third down.
they'll give them 5 here. It's a bad penalty. That is a bad penalty when you have one of the top teams in the district backed up inside their own 5, looking at 3rd down and 12. Now it's a more makeable 3rd and 7. But you used to never see teams run option inside their own 10 or going in to score inside the 10, but it's become a lot more commonplace these days.
Yeah, because it's part of their offense more. It's just part of their play calling.
Got to have the 16-yard line. Hester contained for a moment. He can't get outside, and he's got to get rid of it. They contain him and force the punt.
I really thought he had room to run to the outside right side here. It just opens up right there. But he went back to the left side, and boy, when you do that, you just don't have anything left.
See, Eli Jennings really focused on setting the edge. Number 11, he's done that a time or two to Hester. Second straight 3 and out that Rowlett has forced.
Rowlett's really been watching a lot of film because they know Hester
Yes.
throws the ball, but he's also their leading rusher. And so if you can just maintain and contain him, I think that's what they wanted to do.
Brox catches it on the move, and he gives this Rowlett team such great field position. They can smell the red zone from there, trying to extend a 1-point lead late second quarter.
Yeah, I think Rowlett's done a great job of trying to contain Hester. They know that he's the one that's going to run the ball at most of the time. I mean, he's had 93 attempts for 383 yards, so he leads the team in attempts. So if you can contain him and don't let him get outside of you and everybody plays their gap formations on defense, it gets you in position to get a short field right here for your offense.
First time that Rowlett has begun a drive on this side of midfield. They are just 25 yards away, and Ellison quickly gives it the running back Crow, and he has had consistent first down carries the last 4 first downs. He gets 8 here.
Down around the 18
big, strong run, and it looked like Ellison was coming towards the line when he took the snap.
2nd and 3.
Devontae Crow now goes over 20 yards on now 6 carries. Averaging a little more than 3 per carry. But that was a really nice first down run. 2nd and 3. They'll get it to Crow here. He's got a nice burst. He's shifty and picks up a first down. They like that pitch, and he knows what to do with it as soon as he grabs that football and runs for 7 more.
Yeah, he's going to have to come off the field, losing his helmet here. But watch this. Get him out in space and just let him go straight up the field. Make one guy make him tackle him, and he still carries him for an extra 5 yards there.
And they love how coachable he is. You know, when the year started, he was the number 4 or 5 running back, and he has worked his way to number 1. Missing just one summer workout. You talk about determined and with a drive. And when he runs with his pads down, he can be dangerous.
Yeah, you see how strong his legs are. That's a lot of time in the weight room.
Keep it on the ground to Benson. Benson, a cutback. Touchdown.
Uh-oh.
11-yard touchdown run. Jermaeus Benson, his 6th of the year.
Look at this blocking right there. Just beautiful trap blocking. And Benson's pretty shifty. Smells that end zone and gets it.
The Rowlett Eagles with big-time momentum. Jack Hager for the point after. (14-6) Rowlett. Boy, they have done a job. Use the short field. It starts with defense. And this is why Rowlett has won 2 of their last 3 games on GRS-TV.
In Garland ISD, we're providing a higher level of education. Our students not only choose their own path to success, but arrive there faster. We're eliminating thousands of dollars in college tuition costs with our P-Tech and early college high school programs. Students can graduate with as many as 60 college credit hours, an associate's degree, or an industry certification, all for free, and all from the comfort of a traditional high school. By teaming up with area colleges and industry partners like Microsoft, Google, Parkland Hospital, Wells Fargo, and Gulf States Toyota, our students are gaining real work experience and real college credit. So be inspired, be amazing, be whoever you want to be. Choose Garland ISD.
Jermaeus Benson doing the work in the red zone with a cutback as he goes over the 470 mark in terms of yards this season. It's a real nice kickoff here for Andrew Ellison, and they will begin from their own 25-yard line. Lakeview Centennial now down 14-6, 3:03 to go, second quarter. And if you are Hester and Anthony Saint-Hilaire, as you see Coach gathering his group up, what are some thoughts that you might have right now?
I think he's just got to get his guys and get their composure back. I mean, they've just been able to go down, and Lakeview, the only points they've scored is off of a blocked field goal. I mean, you've got to get your guys and settle them down and say, this is what we're going to do, and make the guys stop you in front of you.
Hester just 4 of 12, and they'll again hand the football off. It's Julius Spencer, and there are 3 guys in white literally sitting there waiting on that, including Simeon Watson.
I think Rowlett just watched a lot of film, and they've kind of figuring things out, and they're probably buying into what this coach has been coaching them. I mean, he's a newer coach, and these guys are starting to get confidence in him.
Anthony Saint-Hilaire in just his 2nd year as the head coach for the Patriots. Going to go deep here on the out, and Whittle runs the out, but I'm not sure that Hester knew he was going to do it. Way off the mark there, incomplete. That's a tough throw from the far hash.
Yeah, he has plenty of time to throw it. Well, it was good coverage right there by Isaiah Jennings.
Lakeview in danger of going 3 and out for the third straight drive. I don't know that that's happened to them all year. This is a third-place team right here taking on an 8th-place Rowlett team, and the Eagles have the advantage. 3rd and 9. Hester has Whittle early, gets it to him. It's a first down, and they needed it. Picked up 12 on that connection.
That's a nice throw right there. He goes ahead, gets outside, has plenty of time, sets his feet, pulls his shoulders over, finds Whittle on the little stop route. Boy, they couldn't have came at a better time to get that first down.
They may be running zone defense, but they're getting guys to the football in a hurry. First down. They fake the power. Going to go to Jack Dustin, who gets wrestled to the turf immediately by Emmanuel Evans, who makes his 50th stop of the year.
I think he's made 50 stops this game. I mean, he has been everywhere. He's just been stringing it out. Look at this. He's just fighting off that block. He had number 15, Spencer, blocking him, and he just rotated all the way out to the outside edge and made the tackle.
You know, he's really changed this year. He got injured last year, and he's just now 100%. Been out the last couple of weeks. He's back, though, and he's finally getting the reps to get him in really good midseason game shape. 2nd down and 4 after that 6-yard Dustin run. They'll throw the stop route to Montgomery, who's got the athletic ability to beat Walker on an island and picks up a few more after the catch. 13 on that connection.
Well, that's Lakeview now. They got it in a little hurry-up mode. They got the ball at 3 minutes. Now they're at 1 minute and 14 seconds. They were able to pick up that quick first down, but that's what you expect from them all game, is to spread the ball around to their athletes.
Looks like they're better going tempo. 1st and 10. Hester on the screen. A little tunnel to Whittle. Breaks a tackle, and he's close to the first down marker.
Yeah, they had trips left on that one, and Whittle was the outside receiver, and as soon as the ball snapped, he starts coming towards the quarterback, and everybody else is blocking to the outside, and it created a nice little play there. And, you know, a lot of times they don't make anything on that play, and then a lot of times it'll go to the house. So it's just a real good screen play by the receivers.
Lakeview's best drive since the first quarter. 40 seconds to go. Hester looking at Whittle the entire time, but that's way too low, and it goes incomplete. Not the worst thing to happen there, as it stops the clock with 33 seconds to go, and it's 3rd down and about 1.5 yards.
Well, they have Spencer down here isolated by himself with one defender. And so you think, okay, Spencer's one of your best receivers. He comes into the game with 40 receptions. So you think, okay, this guy can make somebody miss. He can juke them out. He can do something. You got him isolated on an island. Let's take advantage of it right here.
Both teams with 3 timeouts to work with. Rowlett will use one of those 3 as they want to talk to their defense. Well, and if you're Rowlett, how disappointing would it be having played 23 minutes and 27 seconds and keeping Lakeview Centennial at bay, a team that scores almost 30 a game, limiting them to 6 points.
It's their first time out of the half. They have 2 remaining.
To give up points here would not be a good thing psychologically going into the break.
No, they've really contained. Lakeview's only had 100 yards total offense. I mean, it's been a pretty tough go for Lakeview. Rowlett has really played good defensively. The only touchdown that Lakeview has received is just that one touchdown early in the first. That's it. They haven't had anything.
Jonathan Hester, 7 of 17, 87 yards and a touchdown. And for a QB that has over 1,000 yards throwing, they have really contained him, not just through the air, but on the ground tonight.
Yeah, 4 of 12.
And just 6 of 32 on the ground. 3rd down, short. They need the 36-yard line. Jack Dustin powers his way, breaking tackles, getting the yard to gain, picking up 2, and that's where Lakeview will burn their first timeout.
Timeout. Lakeview, that is their first time out of the half. They have 2 remaining.
So this Lakeview Centennial team, again, startled, I'm sure, with 2 straight 3-and-outs, and I thought it was going to be a third before that 12-yard connection to Whittle over the middle a moment ago. And Lakeview would like to get a little momentum grab going into the locker room. 28 seconds to go. Time not necessarily a big factor. They've got time to get this done. With 2 timeouts, this very doable.
Yeah, this is where you got to watch out for Hester, because what he'll do is he'll get everybody backpedaling for that long, deep throw, and all of a sudden he'll take off and run one in for you. Rowlett has to be disciplined here.
Hester going into the boundary, but through the hands of his intended target, Bobby Leak, who's been targeted now for the 2nd time. Has not caught a ball yet.
Nice design play. Get the slot receiver to do a little out, get it to him quick, pick up some yards and get out of bounds, stop the clock. Just wasn't able to execute it quite the way they wanted to, but good play.
2nd down and 10. And this is where having Hester, who's got now 3 years of varsity experience under his belt, will be beneficial. Hester steps up now. He's going to take off and run. This is his best run of the game so far. Trying to get to the edge. He does so. Out of bounds at the 20 with 13 seconds to go. By far his best run. It goes for 15.
This is what we were talking about. He'll get everybody backpedaling. Designated run. That's what that was. They knew they were going to run it the whole time. Boy, he is tricky. Gets out of bounds, saves them a timeout.
No one improvises better than Devin Hester. Maybe God's Power Nawahi on his best day, but he's a little bit more elusive than God's Power, who does it more with the power style.
Yeah. North Garland's got him a good quarterback over there.
Timeout called here, Rowlett.
Timeout, Rowlett. That is their 2nd timeout of the half. They have 1 remaining.
So a little cat and mouse, some chess going on down there. You know, that's got to be disappointing for Coach Alford and his staff. They contain Hester for a good majority of this half. That is his best run, and you know he's had some long ones this year, and for him to be contained to just 15 as his most explosive tells you, number one, how well prepared Rowlett has been coming into the game, but how athletic they are up front.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, but Rowlett, they've watched a lot of game film, obviously, and they know how to contain Hester. And even on that run right there, they still had a linebacker sitting there watching for him, and he was able to beat the linebacker with his quick feet and was able to make them miss to get that 1st down. But he didn't get much more than that.
You know, and you don't see this Rowlett defense tiring at all right now, and it may have to do with their practice style. 1st down and 10. Hester with pressure. Down he goes for the 1st time. They get to him for the 1st time in the game. I thought for a moment he might have lost the ball, but they got to him in a hurry. What a play there by Jennings, who's been everywhere.
I wish we had the size on Jennings, because watch him be able to just get through there and just power his way through. And that is a fumble. That ball is out.
He did lose it. They got it back. And he had no idea that pressure was coming.
It came too fast. I mean, he didn't have but 2 seconds. He hardly was able to set his feet.
Timeout.
Sack fumble. 2
That
seconds
is
to
their
go.
2nd
They got
timeout.
1 snap.
They have 1 remaining.
Give Diego Reverol a chance at a long
clock to
field goal.
5
Had
seconds.
1 block, return for a touchdown.
5 seconds
I think the
on the
wind
game
is
clock.
in his face right here, going about 10, 12 miles an hour. It looks like that's what they're going to try to do, but it's going to be a tough shot.
I like that call here. 14-6, get some points. You don't want to string together a drive like this to end the half and not get any points. This would be a big momentum shift.
You got to block good. We've already seen one get blocked.
41 yards away. His long is 47 this year, and they're going to ice him.
Timeout. Rowlett, that is their final timeout of the half.
Diego Reverol, maybe the best place kicker in the league.
Hey, he can boot it. We were watching him before the game, and he was out there kicking them from this distance pretty regular. He can do it if you can hold it for him.
We've heard coaches talk about this wall occasionally acting as a windbreak. How do you think it's helping him right now?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I was down there on the field. You could definitely feel the wind.
I'm not sure if he can feel the wind, but I know he can probably feel the butterflies right here.
You are right. You are right.
41. To cut it to a 5-point game at the break. Mishit it. And it doesn't get to the end line. So Diego Reverol and the Lakeview Centennial Patriots have to settle for 6 points through the first 24 minutes. Rowlett plays it, and it could not have gone better for the Eagles. It is halftime here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. A must-win game for Rowlett, and they've got an 8-point lead going into the locker room on GRS-TV.
Nominees for Homecoming King and Queen will be escorted by a friend or a family member. Nominees, please step forward when you hear me call your name. Miranda Ayers is escorted by her sister, Mariah Ayers. After graduation, Miranda plans to major in communications and attain her real estate license. Our second nominee is Queen Jaslyn No. Jaslyn plans to go to UT in the fall. After completing college, she hopes to attend Dell Medical School and become either an OBGYN or an anesthesiologist. Rhoda San is escorted by Bethlehem Gatacho. Rhoda plans to major in biology and pre-nursing at Texas A&M. Our last nominee for Queen is Reagan Troy. She is escorted by her best friends, Cameron Mendelez and Maya Nichols. Reagan plans to major in both nursing and fashion at Prairie View A&M. Our nominees for King are following. First, we have Paul Cornell. He is escorted by father Paul Cornell. Upon graduation, Paul plans to play college basketball while working on his degree. Our next nominee for King is Diego Galvan. Diego plans to become an electrician after graduation. Up next is Tyler Paulson. Tyler is escorted by Jesse Garcia. Tyler is considering either becoming an Aggie or going into media entertaining following his LC graduation. Last nominee is Nathaniel Ramirez. He is escorted by his girlfriend, Alexandra Morales. Nathaniel plans to join the Navy after graduation. All right, y'all, I need a huge drum roll. Here we go. Here we go. And our 2022 Homecoming King and Queen are Miranda Ayers and Paul Cornell.
Big game at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. Scott Garner, Bobby George as we get set for the second half. 14-6 in favor of the Rowlett Eagles. And it was exciting from the get-go. A lot of offense, a lot of defense, and some special teams in that first half, including a huge play by Jaden Ellis as the Eagles came out and they were soaring from the get-go. Patriots were trying to keep the Eagles at bay pretty much the entire 24 minutes to start.
Eagles playing good. I mean, they have really turned the notch up. Looked like they watched a lot of game film, knew exactly how to play Lakeview Centennial.
And right from the start, a long 42-yard kick got blocked. Blocked by Ellis, picked up by Jaden. Ellis goes the distance all the way to the house to give the Eagles needed momentum, and they did not relinquish the lead or the momentum, it didn't seem. And Lakeview Centennial comes back. They flip it out to Spencer, their big playmaker on the edge, and Julius, for the 5th time this year, takes it into the end zone. And that made it 7-6 as they missed the extra point. And Rowlett, right before the half was over, sees the backup running back, Jemias Benson, go 11 yards for the score. And that is where we are, 14-6 in favor of Rowlett. That first half saw a few different things that you may not ordinarily see, like a block kick, but it just shows you how athletic these two teams are.
Hey, they working strong together, too. I mean, this has been a fun game because it seems like they're really compatible to each other. I mean, they play defense and offense, and they're really together as a team. Both teams, they seem like they match up real well. And when you do that, it becomes a low-scoring game, and just like we thought, it was going to be a defensive struggle for both teams, and it has. And, boy, I think the momentum is with Rowlett right now. They've won 2 out of their 3 games, and it looks like they know what they want to do to this game, too.
Lakeview had a chance to score right before the half, but could not quite get it done. It's high and it's short. It's toward the sideline, and this is going to give Lakeview Centennial good field position as we see Jonathan Whittle come up again. He's not afraid to field those kangaroo kicks. And the Patriots, down by a touchdown and a 2-point conversion, will send the offense out yet again. An offense that in that first half posted 151 yards and out first down Rowlett 14-8, almost doubled them up in that column.
They sure did. 87 yards passing, 64 yards on the ground. Jonathan Hester, 7 of 18. 87 yards and a touchdown.
They go with a tight bunch formation to start. Pitch play. This is Savion Hunter. They've strung him out a couple of times in a row now after giving up a 15-yard run, and this will go for about 5 to start.
He hadn't been able to get outside Elijah Jennings very often this game, but he was able to do it that time, pick up a good 5-6 yards.
We've seen Jennings take better angles. Hester, as you mentioned, 7 of 18 and held under 100 yards. He came in with 12 touchdowns and just 1 pick. We have not seen a turnover as of late. They contain Hester here. Here comes the spy. That's Jennings. Cuts it inside of him. A flag flies. Hester picks up the first, running for about 8. And we'll check on the penalty flag.
I tell you, that shows how elusive and a great athlete he is. I mean, you have him. They've been spying him. Elijah Jennings was right there. Hester makes
During the play, personal foul, face mask, number 90 on the defense. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, automatic first down.
Boy, another big penalty. We've seen 2 or 3 of those against Rowlett.
Yeah, Lakeview's had 1 penalty for 5 yards. Rowlett's had 6 penalties for 65 yards. So, I mean, there's a big difference right there. That one is blatant. He just grabbed straight a hold of his face mask and pulled him down.
We've seen an unsportsmanlike, 2 of them, in fact. Now 2 personal fouls. They fake the fly sweep. Hester in trouble. Can he escape? No! They get to him for the second time, and it's Eli Jennings, the senior, with his first sack of the year.
Well, Jennings, he wins that battle. We saw Hester give him a little fake earlier. This time, he escapes, but he gets a hand on his jersey and yanks him down. I mean, that feels good when you're Eli Jennings. You've been chasing him all night long, and you finally get him.
Boy, big sack. Lose 8 on the play. Jennings with a big play. And I think they credited him with a sack earlier. You saw him hold up the number 2. That's twice he's gotten to Hester. 2nd and long. Let's see if they can make it a manageable 3rd here. Now they're going to go for it all with a chance. Deflected and broken up by Sammy Walker, his 2nd breakup of the game.
Well, he was going out there specifically for Spencer. They knew what they wanted. He had him out there on an island. They were going to go ahead and give it to him. Good coverage right there by number 27.
Jennings, Walker, and Ellis have played the pass really well tonight from that cornerback position. And Joseph Brox, the safety, probably the most versatile player that they have back there, and maybe their best back-end defender. And Hester's got an arm, and they've got a decision to make. It's third down here and 18. Screen to Whittle. Whittle on the tunnel almost gets back to the original line of scrimmage, picking up 6.
He needed a little bit more.
Yes, he did.
Nice play. You pick up a little bit of yardage, but you're still in 4th down and long. What do you do here? It looks like they're going to elect to punt this one away.
Well, Diego Reverol will play some field position football. Still a 1-score game. And they want to give Joseph Brox and the Eagles a long field. But they handled it pretty well earlier. That's not a good snap. Big pressure, and he got it away to the sideline. It's effective and a coffin corner. You get pressure, you get it away, and somehow maybe the best kicker, both in place kicking and punting, is able to find a coffin corner.
You got to like that. He was able to scoop it up, get it away. Look at that. On the ground. Uh-oh. Now what do you do? They didn't have the full punt blocking team in there. They were going to settle for a return, but Diego was able to get that one away. And, boy, they really put Rowlett back in the saddle.
They really have. It's the 3rd time that Rowlett has been forced to start inside their own 20. 2nd time inside their own 10. Ellison goes to the edge, and they find Kirkling. He has had a career night tonight, both in the short game and going deep. As we see Jamar Rhodes pull him down, they pick up 8.
That's Kirkland's 5th catch for about 67 yards. Andrew Ellison now, he's got 6 completions, 14 attempts, about 62 yards.
They love Kirkling's knack for just being able to get separation. They love the pitch play, and here's Crow, full head of speed. He is their number 1 running back who had a really good first half. Crow had 29 yards on 7 attempts, and it's not really the bulk of the yardage, it's when he's gotten them, and he picks up the first down for the Eagles.
Crow coming into the game that had 108 attempts, and that means they're feeding you the ball a lot. And he averages about 5.5 carries, 5.5 yards per carry. So, I mean, the dude knows how to run the ball. He's used to the ball being in his hands, and you just got to get behind those big offensive linemen and make things happen right here. And they're doing a great job right here. They got the ball on the 6-yard line. Now they're outside on the 20.
Another screen. This is a Colo, who again began the game as a quarterback. He's got good length at 6'2". He's tall and lanky. In search of the line to gain, A.J. Harris keeps him from moving the sticks, knocked him out of bounds short.
Just get it out there quick. Get you a little wide receiver screen. Number 4 there, Savion Hunter, out there blocking for you. You never know. He might break that. He's gone down the sideline. That's why they throw it.
Yeah, and A.J. Harris is a guy that they point to as being a real big team leader there. Back end.
Wow.
And on 2nd down and short, that's some big speed. Xavier Wright, first time we've had a chance to call his name tonight. Another pitch play to Crow.
Well, look how he played that one. Boy, that was really nice by the outside defensive end there.
Still able to pick up the first down. And you have to love what Rowlett did from the 2-minute mark in the first quarter to chewing up close to 5 minutes on a drive that went well over 10 snaps. They snapped it 13 times on their longest drive in terms of plays earlier. Boy, bad snap here, and they're able to cover that thing up. It looked like it was a bad snap from the start. Maurice Johnson was providing the pressure there on Ellison. Lost 4.
Yeah, that's tough right there. Well, Maurice Johnson doesn't give him a chance to move around, does he?
No.
That guy can get in there in a hurry.
So quick at 345 pounds. Came in with 15 tackles from his 2 technique. 2nd down and 14. They've got to have the 39. On the edge, Okolo. Boy, he's got very good speed. Again, A.J. Harris, his 2nd stop in 3 plays. They'll mark him out of bounds at around the 33, 3rd and 6.
Well, he just takes the snap and takes off running, uses that speed to get outside. It's a nice weapon to have.
You could consider that a wildcat.
Do they call it a wildcat? I mean, used to, the quarterback never ran.
Right.
But now every quarterback runs like they're in a wildcat all the time.
3rd and 6.
Uh-oh, we got movement here.
Big time movement. We had movement on both sides of the line of scrimmage that time.
False start.
Boy, a ton of penalties tonight for this Rowlett team. That is their 7th. And Centennial's only been flagged 1 time in the game.
Yeah, it's been a big one of the big differences for Rowlett. They've been picking these big penalties up, and they've been 15-yard penalties too. It's not been little 5-yard penalties here and there. These have been big game-changer penalties that they've had.
The 2 teams have done a good job with ball security. You cannot turn the ball over here. Ellison's got to be aware of it. There's the pump, and they throw it underneath into traffic and well behind James Okolo there, just inside the numbers. That was in traffic. Zion Chambers was one of the ones in coverage.
Yeah, they had Trey Long running down the sideline wide open. He was looking at him right there, but he really wanted to force the ball into Okolo.
And Lakeview Centennials had their chances at some picks. They dropped 2 tonight. A.J. Harris back deep to receive.
Yeah, you got to be careful not to punt it to A.J. Harris here. It's too much open field.
They've had problems with snaps. That's another high one. This is against the wind.
Well, that's a knuckleball, wasn't it?
It was, and it's tight roping the sideline. They'll get a little extra out of it, but still only 25 yards on that punt. So Lakeview Centennial, they have had their chances tonight. This Rowlett defense has come to play. They've only permitted 162 yards against a team that averages almost 300 a game. So right around their average, but still, the Patriots just have not had the explosive plays they're accustomed to seeing. Eastern Company start from their own 47. Great starting field position. Seems like they've had good starting field position for most of the game. Run a quarterback counter. Hester decides to bounce it outside, gets 3 before Jaden Washington, a backup end, can make the play.
Boy, big O Antonio Johnson. Look at him coming after you. Hey, get out of the way of that guy. I mean, he's got a load coming after you, man. You just got to get out of his way.
Well, that's done a good job on first down.
You got 3 receivers up top and only 2 people covering. I mean, it is wide open.
Well, they are pressing on the edge. They are showing one high safety to start.
Rowlett, that's their first time out of the half. They have 2 remaining.
Call a timeout. I'm not sure if they were supposed to check into that, but they checked into one high safety and man press. And Coach Alford wanted a timeout immediately.
He needed it because Spencer was sitting out there wide open, not one person around him. I mean, I probably could have made that toss.
It's interesting. You watch this Rowlett team; they seem to get stronger and stronger as the game goes on. Just in terms of the conditioning and the energy with which they play. And Coach Alford really feels like, having switched a couple of years ago to what Chip Kelly at Oregon has been doing, in that on Monday and Tuesday they'll practice hard, but then on Wednesday they go and lift, and they'll do a walk-through Wednesday, what they call a walk-through Wednesday, and then go full speed Thursday, but short on Thursday. That's a lot different than a lot of teams that go hard the first 3 days of the week and then do their soft stuff on Thursday. So they think that helps them out from an endurance standpoint. We'll see how it plays out tonight. 2nd down and 7. They've got Savion Hunter wide open on the edge. Can't leave him open. He runs for a first and picks up 13.
I like that play. That was a little bootleg play to Savion Hunter out there on the edge. Watch this. Oh, you gotta cover him. You gotta stay out there. Don't let the quarterback get that bootleg, because then if he's able to throw that to Hunter, boy, that bad things could happen to you on defense.
And I'm not sure that Rowlett timeout didn't help Lakeview Centennial more than it helped the Eagles.
I don't know. They had Spencer so wide open in that flat, they had to call that timeout.
Got guys moving around all over the place, and they'll go to Jack Dustin on 1st down. And Dustin with one of his better 1st down carries, picks up 6 between the tackles, with Simeon Watson making the stop.
Well, he makes a little stop and go move right there. Picks up nice yardage. Rowlett's really held Jack Dustin to only 4 yards up until now.
Dustin's a guy that averages close to 5 a carry. Came in with 60 totes for over 300 yards. Lakeview needs a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. Hester going to go deep to the post. Well overshoots Hunter, who was covered up there by Isaiah Jennings.
He was going there from the get-go. Didn't matter if he was double covered or not. That's where he wanted to throw it.
Hester typically around 60%, but tonight 43% passing. He has struggled against a Rowlett secondary that has come to play. They were physical from the outset.
Yeah, I agree. They have come out to play, and they've just really confused Devin Hester.
Big 3rd down. Got to have the 28 movement. You've got neutral zone issues. What's going on here?
Number 55 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
The center, William Price, gets flagged, just the 2nd penalty against the Patriots for the game.
That's a big difference. You go 3rd and short to now 3rd and long. That's going to be a difference in what you draw up in the playbook here.
And generally, in these 3rd down situations, more than 7, they like to get Hester out of the pocket. But Rowlett defensively, the ends and the outside backers have contained him to a great extent. They'll show 4-2 nickel. Big pressure, and down he goes.
Whoa.
3rd sack of Hester. They get to him in a hurry on both sides. A huge sack for Rowlett.
That's that Jamin Lamb coming around from that defensive end spot. We've been watching him play a lot of offense. This time he comes around that right side. Woo!
Boy, he has been active.
He has.
On both sides of the ball.
Yeah, he's been able to handle one of the best defensive rushers from Lakeview on that side with Trey. And, boy, on defense, you couldn't stop him right there.
Reverol with a bad snap. He's going to roll out. Got the kick off, and it goes into the bench. I'm not sure he got anything on that. He's going to lose yardage on the punt. This will be a punt for -4.
Well, that's what happened last time. The ball went to Rowland, and he was able to scoop it and kick it into the coffin corner. This time, he tries again. He almost got it away.
Well, there's a big difference between starting inside the 20 and getting it at the 45. Especially when you've done a great job of containing this Rowlett team, who again averages 25 points per game. And tonight, they've been limited to under 160 total yards of offense. We are late 3rd quarter here. It has become a game of field position and management.
They have Kirkland down the bottom of the screen, just man on man. We'll see what they do with that.
Benson goes to the short side of the field here, and Corey Gray's able to collect his 3rd stop of the game and stop him right at the line of scrimmage.
Centennial, Trayshawn Gilmore.
A wall of blue jerseys.
And with the quarterback issues that Rowlett has had, it is a big deal to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage. It is consequential. This is a power run here for Benson. One of his better runs of the game, with Corey Gray making his second stop. He was able to just nudge his way past that first level. Slippery.
That's just nice blocking too, but he makes two guys miss. Carries a third one. Are they going to give him the first?
I think they are. Trayshawn Gilmore, backup Mike linebacker, shaking up a little bit.
He was the one in there on the tackle.
Yeah, they will give him the first. And you know that Anthony St. Hilaire's got to be a little bit concerned here. This Lakeview Centennial team ended up losing to North Garland in their last game. Just look at the replay.
Yeah, you see, he's the one that makes the initial grab. Probably falls down. Boom, he's really bent backwards there and comes up flipping a little bit.
But Anthony St. Hilaire losing Trayshawn Gilmore, at least for the moment. They've had Tony Payne that can take his spot there in the middle, and that's who comes out here. 1st and 10. They fake the pitch, throw it to the post, undershot, deflected, and almost picked off by Jamar Rhodes, who came over. Zion Chambers had the initial coverage. Another risky pass in traffic.
Well, he just tosses it over. It's just left it a little short. Chambers comes in and makes a great play. Knocked that one down.
Nicolo kind of turned into a defender there.
Well, the opportunities have been there.
Anthony St. Hilaire wanted to control the line of scrimmage. It has not been that way tonight. Here is Benson to the edge. Boy, a quick burst. First down carry for the junior, Jermias Benson, who has scored a touchdown tonight. This one of his better gains, 12 more.
Well, they just ran this fake pitch and then throw. This time they went ahead and threw the pitch. But your defensive linemen, you got on your defensive end, they have to stay outside. And you saw right there all the things that Xavier Wright has done tonight. He got caught coming inside, and they got outside on him.
Derek Alford loves what Coach Edmondson, the running backs coach, has done with him. And you see Benson continuing to peekaboo behind linemen and keep those feet running. Nico Gaston trips him up, but 5 more.
Yeah, the offensive line is starting to really push their way around. You see big number 65 there. He was really getting in it. Rowlett starting to move the pile.
This Rowlett offensive line led by Dylan Dixon, that center right in the middle. You see that 6'7" tackle back in there, Lamb at 275. A good fan block for Benson to run behind. Is that left tackle Jamon Lamb doing a job on the end, fanning him out. They are close to the line to gain. Pick up a 4 or 5 more. The Eagles soaring right now. They are in control.
They really are. That offensive line, boy, they are just moving the pile. Big number 65's been in there. They're running right behind him. Richardson.
It's developing into another lengthy drive. 7th play. They have taken over 3.5 minutes off of this third quarter clock with this drive. 3rd and short. Give it back to Benson. He's just going to bang. Nothing fancy. They just get it done and move the sticks.
Well, it looks like Rowlett's figuring out what they are. You know, are you a throwing team, a running team? What are you? And it looks like Rowlett said, hey, we've got some big offensive line. Let's use them.
And we've seen tonight when that line starts to take over and they start ripping off some consistent runs, it has opened the passing game up just enough to keep the Patriots honest.
Yeah, we really haven't seen Trey Wilson do much. I mean, that offensive line has really been able to handle their best players.
1st and 10. Nothing fancy here. Penetration. Somehow Benson got out of it and turns what should have been a loss into a gain of 5 on 1st down to get into the red zone.
Wow. Again, watch these offensive line get in behind Benson. He first gets that initial hit. Once he gets away from that, watch the offensive line get in behind and start just pushing people. Here we go. Get in there. Keep pushing. Keep pushing. Hey, we'll pick up those 2 extra yards right there.
It's the aforementioned right guard, Connor Richardson, that you had your eye on. 2nd down, a little more than 5. They keep it on the ground here. They can take this thing to the 4th quarter with a lead. They'll do it. Benson a hole. Inside the 15. Methodically, they keep pounding on the Patriots.
Yeah, big number 75, Marion Berry. Again, watch that offensive line just move people around. It's becoming really fun to watch them work down there.
Final 12 minutes coming up in a must-win game for Rowlett. They have an 8-point lead, trying to make it a 2-score game on GRS-TV.
We are all connected to something bigger than ourselves. Change one thing, change everything. The things we do today have an extraordinary impact on a child's future. A better child, a better world. GISD has a ripple effect on our community. Every lesson can positively affect our future leaders. We are Garland ISD, impacting lives, changing futures. It's what we call the GISD effect.
The 10th play of what Rowlett hopes will be a deal-sealing drive will be coming up to begin this 4th quarter. 14-6. Rowlett has done it a number of different ways. They began this game blocking a field goal and taking it to the house for a touchdown as Jaden Ellis went the length of the field, scooping and scoring. And then they extended the edge with an 11-yard touchdown run by Jemias Benson, who has been the featured back on this drive. He has run the ball 9 times out of 10 snaps.
Boy, he's really looks like he's got fresh legs, too. I mean, he is really hitting the hole, bouncing, getting that next jump step and taking off full speed.
Just 1 pass on this drive.
You know, they're eating the clock. And when you have the lead, you're able to eat the clock. That's good.
Play action, single coverage, and they've got a Colo and a 2-score advantage.
That's how you top it off, when you control the clock like that. Right on the money. Uh-oh, a Colo.
Look down below, a Colo with a major explosion.
I mean, that drive, the touchdown was great, but you take the clock and eat that much time off of it. 1 pass, 1 touchdown.
Jack Hager makes it a 21-6 advantage. They start the 4th quarter with a bang. What a job by these Rowlett Eagles. 16 yards on the touchdown toss. And when you look at the standings, you see that this Rowlett team came into the game 2-4, taking on a 3-2 Lakeview Centennial team. That's such an important game.
Yeah, and their next game is Wiley East. And both teams got to play Wiley East. And I tell you, you don't want to go lose this game and then have to play Wiley East. And Lakeview has to play Naaman Forest and Wiley East in their next 2 games, and those are the 2 teams that are right above them. You take a loss here, and you got to play the 2 best teams in the district. That's going to be pretty tough on you.
Wiley East was down at the half against North Garland, but they have taken a 40-26 lead right now. And they have looked good at times, trying to get to 500. In a must-win game for the Raiders. Coming into this week, everything was on the table. Every team except South Garland was still mathematically in it. You talk to pretty much every coach, and they'll tell you From this point forward, you have to win. You cannot lose a game. It doesn't matter how tough the schedule is.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough if Lakeview comes out of here with a loss.
Chance for Zion Chambers to return it.
Uh-oh.
Chambers across the 35 and a move.
Do it.
Breaks a tackle across midfield. We've got a flag down at around the 11-yard line.
So tough. Trying to come from behind. You get a great kickoff return. They call it all the way back.
Looked pretty obvious, though.
Illegal block in the back. Team. Half the distance from the spot of the foul.
It's right there.
First
Right
down.
there. No need for it. The ball had already passed you by 12 yards, and you go ahead and hit somebody in the back. That's how you lose games.
Especially when you're trying for a comeback. You've only scored once in 3 quarters, and you've got less than 12 minutes to go. That is a tough penalty. That is a 50-plus yard penalty.
Yeah, that's a frustration penalty right there. You got a guy going down there just wanting to hit somebody, and the play wasn't even around.
Anthony Sensilaire cannot be happy about that. He knew that they could not turn the ball over tonight. They had to control the line of scrimmage. They have done the former. Unfortunately, the latter has just not been there.
Rowlett's just really played a great game. They had ball control in the last 2 possessions where they've taken 5 minutes off the clock. And when you do that, when you're already up, it really doesn't leave a lot of time for Lakeview Centennial to do something. You've got to score pretty quick.
Rowlett's had 3 drives of at least 8 plays. And when you do that and you can control the game like that, it gets difficult. Jack Dustin with a short run. Dustin tonight with just 10 yards.
You can see that Rowlett's really getting encouraged about how they're playing. You see Evans coming in there and making a good stop, coming off the edge, and watch them talk to each other. They're getting fired up, and they feel like they're going to win this thing.
2nd down and 9 for Hester. Throws it underneath on the combo route to Kalen Montgomery on a short catch, but he'll move the sticks as they pick up 7.
They're really good at this, going out there and just looking like you're going to run, get him on the move, throw it out there, a little toss about 5 or 6 yards. You know, they're good at that. They should probably try to use both sides of the fields doing it.
Secondary for Rowlett has been sound in their tackling. 1st and 10. Hester again exclusively throwing. Tunnel screen, but Whittle caught it with a knee on the ground. Lost 2 on that play.
Oh, no. You go down on the knee, you give it up.
The worst part is not only do you lose 2, but the clock keeps moving. Down 21-6. And really the last time they were limited like this on the offensive end was when they scored just 10 points in defeating Skyline in week 2, 10-9. Little hitch play and off the mark to Whittle again with small cushion being applied by Isaiah Jennings.
You know, this is not their best football. Their best football is when they run the ball. They use the RPO, and they're able to trick the defense and not knowing what they're going to do. They don't know if Jonathan Hester's going to run it or if he's going to hand it off or pull back and throw a little hitch play. But right now it's becoming one-sided where they're making Jonathan Hester throw it every play, and it's just not what they are.
And when you look down and see that Hester only has 43 yards, that's tough. Hester rolling here, nobody home, and he has to run out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. Boy, everybody covered up downfield.
Yeah, and Simon Watson, the senior defensive lineman, just keeps running outside. You see him right there. He's getting held and everything else, but he just runs him out of bounds.
Really nice angle. You mentioned Simon Watson. That is a smart lineman right there. And he didn't hit him out of bounds, which some guys would have done.
Yeah, just play it safe, play smart.
And if you're Rowlett, ball security of the utmost importance. Joseph Brox, he can do a lot, but he cannot fumble that football right here.
Oh,
that
boy.
might have hit an Eagle, did it? Flag came out. Thought for a moment it might have hit Librera, Tajay Librera. Hard to tell.
Boy, that punt just took the wrong bounce for Lakeview.
They struggled in that area tonight, and they needed to be good. Lakeview's only been penalized 3 times. Rowlett 7. Make it 8.
Down.
Mark it off from the spot of the foul, so they'll start from outside the 40. But still, the field position really leaning heavily now to Rowlett. It wasn't like that when this game started.
It looked like a different first quarter. You felt the Lakeview seemed like they had the momentum in that first quarter. But since then, it's been all Rowlett. Ball control. I've really been impressed with the offensive line of Rowlett Eagles. They've been solid. They've been dominating. Trey Wilson has not been a big factor in this game on defense because of the play of that offensive line, and they've just been really good. Ball control has been great for Rowlett.
Keep it on the ground here. The pitch going to Isaiah Jennings. Jennings down inside the 40, a short first down run, but they'll pick up a hefty 3 yards here. Very doable 3 yards. You look at the lengthy drives that they've had. Rowlett, to start that second quarter, ripped off 12 plays. As we see a replay there, but they had a 12-play drive. They had an 8-play drive earlier in the half. And their last touchdown drive was a 10-play drive that went 55 yards. They consumed a lot of time. They faked the pitch this time, and they're going to throw the deep post. And that ball's on the money, but Kirkland can't bring it in. He had both hands on it. Jamar Rhodes was there.
Well, he really had the position on him, and it looks like Kirkland kind of stopped. See, he kind of hesitated right there, but if he just kept running, that ball might have been there.
It's a nice breakup by Jamar Rhodes, who had a couple of picks in the Saxy game. That is his 6th breakup. Hand the ball off on 3rd down and 6, playing very conservative, going to Devontae Crow, who's had a solid game, and Tony Payne, who came in for the injured Trayshawn Gilmore earlier in the game, making the play. 4th down, and you would think they would punt it at this point.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised they went deep on that second play and on their second down play, because they were controlling the clock so well. The clock was running, and that's really what you want to do. And they've been able to run the ball and pick up 4 or 5 yards a carry.
A.J. Harris will drop back deep. Andrew Ellison punting has not had his best game. You can see he's only about 10 yards behind the line of scrimmage to punt.
Delay of game offense, 5-yard penalty, still 4th down.
I would have thought that they would have called a timeout before they let the play clock hit 0 there, rather than give up the yardage. If they don't, that'll be a delay. Well, they are.
I wouldn't be surprised if Lakeview brings the house for this one here. You know, they need something.
Got to have something. Really, the only thing that could hurt them is a block kick. Anything else, and they win this play. They don't bring anybody.
No.
And that is a big boot with the wind. Touchback.
Punt goes into the end zone.
Anybody with moves like that has to have a son named Hollywood, doesn't he?
I mean, he was getting it, wasn't he? Hey, the fans have been great tonight, and I believe it was their homecoming, and you know, they've been. It's a lot of people here. I mean, a lot of student body on both sides. It's a fun game. I mean, it's been pretty close. I mean, the score looks a little lopsided, but the play seems to be a really close game. I mean, nobody's been out of it.
And a penalty on that last play.
Contact.
Ooh. They're going to make a free kick, I'll bet. It'll be enforced
First down.
on the end of the kick, is what he said, if you can read lips. So they'll have it at the 35, I do believe. Lakeview Centennial will. It's 7:38 to play in the game. Boy, Rowlett, they have played a complete game tonight. I cannot believe the team that we're watching tonight, Bobby, lost 5 games in a row to start the year. They lost to Plano East, North Forney, 43-20, in what many might call a bad loss there. Closer game against Naaman. Lost by only a touchdown to Saxe. Got shut out by Garland 19-0. And then that's when the winning started. Out into the flat, they get it to their playmaker, Savion Hunter. And again, they force him to the sideline. They have contained him and not allowed him to be explosive in this game.
Yeah, they've been able to contain him. You're right. See number 8 coming out there making a big stop. That's Joseph Brox from safety.
I'm impressed with how they've been rallying to the ball.
I really have. They've played a complete game. It looks like they've changed a lot of their players around from the last time we watched them. You know, it looks like they've moved players around and maybe have found some good players and put them in the right spots.
Centennial was at their best at the end of the half when they went tempo. We'll see if they do that here. They fake the counter. They'll run the tunnel screen to a playmaker. Spencer on the other side. A flag comes in. Another flag deep into the secondary. This may be offsetting. They move the sticks here. They got the line to gain, but this may be offsetting.
Legal man downfield.
I guess he was covered up.
They move everybody right and then try to toss left. Well, look at Curtis Johnson, big old number 90.
Well, you saw 56. Victor Black was about 5 yards downfield blocking on that. He's the tackle. You can't be that far. You can only go 2 yards upfield.
Yeah.
Anything beyond
downfield, number 50 on the offense, 5 yard previous spot. Replay second down.
Considered too far downfield. I think he thought it was a run play and fired off run blocking when it was a screen. Otherwise, why would he be that far upfield?
He's going out for a pass.
At which time he would be considered ineligible. Ineligible, man. They made the right call, I guess.
Yeah.
Either way,
he
should not be downfield.
Well, you know, these screen plays, they basically hold for a count and then they have to get downfield. And
I tell you what, that is a great defensive effort. They brought Jennings from the backside. He is so athletic. They literally grabbed his jersey to keep him from getting to the quarterback. They had the right play call rolling to the left. Watch this, number 11 off the left side. He just grabbed him.
Yeah, got to. Everybody break down, play fundamental football right there.
How good's that guy been?
He's been really good. Out there just on that corner, been solid.
The only better story on that Rowlett defense, Bobby, is number 18. He's the defensive end, Watson. It's his first year to play. Got a flag here.
Is it really his first year to play?
Watson's first year to play.
Wow.
You know what he was doing before this year? He's in the band.
55, illegal snap, 5 yards. Down.
Band kid.
I'm telling you, it might be he's been carrying around those big old heavy tubas because look how strong he is right there.
Look at this guy.
I mean,
this guy was in the band and decides, you know what? I think I might want to play.
Yeah, might as well, right?
And Coach Alford says,
come on.
You want to start?
Yeah. I mean, look how big he is.
Man.
Let's see what kind of disruption he makes here.
3rd down and 14. Oh, look out. Pressure again. Hester steps up. He's got room now. He's got a first now. He's got the edge now. biggest run of the game for Jonathan Hester. That's 32.
Yeah, this is what you don't want to do if you're Rowlett. You get 3 power rushers, and then you drop everybody back into coverage, because that's what Devin Hester wants you to do. He wants to sit back there with a whole lot of time, let his receivers run 50 yards down the field, and that just gives him so much room to make moves with his feet.
5 minutes to go. Can Lakeview do it? Thought about going deep. Nobody's open. And this is Spencer, I do believe. He might have lost a yard there on that play. Great tackle by Evans, Emmanuel Evans.
Everywhere. Emmanuel Evans is just following their best player all over the field. And wherever he's at, that's where Evans is going to be. I bet he's got 10 tackles tonight.
Oh, he had a great start to this ball game. And we mentioned, he's finally 100%, finally getting the reps. He was injured last year. I believe he had surgery. And he's kind of totally changed his game.
Well, he's everywhere now, and he's showing a lot of speed. But outside of that, he's got strong hands, and he's able to grab a hold of you, and he don't let go.
Knows where to go. 2nd and 11. Hester, a good pocket. And almost picked off. Threw it into traffic, and I thought Betts had a second pick of the year.
Well, that one was a gimme.
That's the 3rd ball that should have been intercepted tonight. 3rd down 11. You get a score here, it's still doable. This game is not over.
Well, you got 2 plays to do it. I'm sure you're going to go for it. So it's good to pick up half of it, and that way you can get the rest. Uh-oh.
More pressure, and Hester dropped for the 3rd time tonight. And the man that got him was Javier Russell, his 2nd sack of the year.
You just see it with Rowlett. There's big number 77 again, the initial pressure, but they are feeling it now.
And you've got an injured player on the field down at around the 10-yard line. That is a defender. That's a Rowlett defender. That's Tajay Libra.
He might be getting a cramp because he was just down there by himself, one-on-one running. It looks like he's got a cramp. Boy, big number 77. What a game he's had.
He's been fantastic.
I think if you're going to give game balls, you've got to start with him controlling that defensive line and the offensive line. He has just been really a great player tonight, and I think he's really fed his offensive linemen and really have become a leader. They think they're going to push you around.
You're seeing Tajay Librera kind of walk off here. Remember, he had surgery on his Achilles in the offseason, and they cannot believe how fast he returned. Fastest that they've ever seen a guy blow out his Achilles, have surgery, and then come right back. And I hope it wasn't the Achilles there. 4th and 19. Roll it. Flag for holding. Hester throws it deep. Not a chance. Tried to hit a leaping Spencer.
Well, Rowlett just brought the pressure, and it was just more.
Face mask, number 51 on the offense. Result of the play, ball goes over on downs. 1st down.
Hey, that's that right tackle, Antonio Johnson, that they feel like maybe a Division I player. He just got called for a face mask.
Yeah, they just brought so many people. You just didn't have enough.
Saw it right there in the top of your screen, and that throw never had a chance. Boy, Rowlett, they brought the energy, and they played hard tonight.
I'm with you. That offensive line of Rowlett has just really dominated and just never let Centennial get into the game.
First down and 10. The Eagles take it over. Just trying to put this ball game away. And Crows had such a great game on 1st down. He's had tremendous. He's just given them some tremendous momentum, getting 3, 4, 5 yards per pop on 1st down. That is huge. It's not necessarily the accumulative yards, the cumulative total. It's when the yards have come.
Yeah, it's been a great balance between him and Benson. I mean, they've really had a 1-2 punch.
They really have, and Lakeview Centennial in danger of falling tonight. Rowlett just has 211 total yards, but that's all they've really needed. They're going to go to Benson, who's had a really good second half. Well, he got stoned that time. Gilmore was the first guy there. They'll lose about 4 or 5. Had a timeout and a clock stoppage here. But yeah, Rowlett 211 total
First
yards.
time out of the half, they have 2 remaining.
110 on the ground. And Rowlett has seen Benson come up with 67 yards tonight on 13 carries. That's over 5 a tote. Crow has been exceptional on first down, 39 total on 11 handoffs, averaging 3.6. And Benson does have the 11-yard touchdown run to boot.
Yeah, just if you look at just yardage, you know, they've only put up 211 yards, and they've held Centennial to only 214, so really close with the yardage, but they've really played a complete game and has really the time of possession has really went to Rowlett, and it's just left no time for Centennial to make up ground.
Impressed with the wide receiving core of Kirkling and Okolo. Those are the only 2 players that Rowlett has targeted, but even still, Kirkling finding a way to get separation, and he's made some tough grabs. He's got 5 catches for 68. Okolo has the touchdown catch tonight.
Yeah, Ellison hasn't really thrown the ball, completed very many passes. He's thrown for 19 attempts, only 8 of them complete.
Crow getting a pitch on 3rd down, only got 1, and a timeout by Lakeview.
Second timeout of the half, they have 1 remaining.
So Lakeview Centennial will have 1 left.
Centennial hasn't allowed Rowlett to do much offensively either.
No.
I mean, really 2 good defensive playing games. I think the difference, though, is just that offensive line of Rowlett. They've just really controlled the ball.
Gotta hand it to Rowlett. You know, it's how many teams do you see that start a season losing 5 in a row, keeping their head up to the point to where they can even win a game, and then win 3 out of 4 to have a chance to go to the postseason? I mean, this Rowlett team, they've got UIL East, the first place team, coming up next week.
Yep.
But you know, they've got a puncher's chance in that ball game with what we've seen tonight.
Well, now if they go, now they'll be 3 and 4. And you look at Lakeview, they're at 3 and 2, but Lakeview has 2 more games, and one of theirs is also against UIL East and Naaman, which are the 2 teams right above them, and they could take a loss in both of those. And if they do, and Rowlett wins one, I mean, you're switching spots. You have a chance.
That is a great kick to pin him down around the 20-yard line to avoid any kind of return. That is another one inside the 20. That's the 3rd one of those that we've seen tonight, right at the 16. So Lakeview Centennial will have 1 timeout, 2:22 on the clock, and they have to score twice.
I think the worst thing you can do for Rowlett is play prevent defense, because if you pull all of your guys down into the safety spot, I just think that Jonathan Hester, he'll run big.
Bobby, at what part in this game did you get the sense that, hey, Rowlett may be able to pull off the upset tonight?
It's still, you know, it's 21-6, but it seems way closer.
Hester underneath, Savion Hunter. Made 2
Ball's
guys
out.
missed and then lost the ball. And Lakeview may recover it. There are 5 white jerseys and 1 blue one. Who's got it?
Looks like Rowlett's taking the ball to the sideline, so he must have got it.
The line judge points to the sideline, but it will be Rowlett football. Boy, that is disheartening, and that, for Rowlett, is a fitting ending to this one. It has been an unbelievable game, and boy, the mistakes creeping up on Lakeview Centennial here.
Well, and it gets towards the end of a game like this, you try to do more than what you should. A lot of times you would just take that ball and sit down with it. This time you try to make a little extra happen, and sometimes it'll get away from you.
Well, so many coaches around 9-6A play. Felt like anybody could beat anybody going into district competition, and that has proven to be true.
It is exactly right. Everybody can beat anybody any given night.
Sportsmanlike conduct.
Not sure who they called on that, but
It'll be first down.
When the official signaled Rowlett ball, the most excited person on that sideline was Eli Jennings, number 11. Boy, what a game he's had.
Oh, he's been really good. He's been really good. He's been everywhere, really, and he's made a couple of big sacks to turn the tide there, and he's just played really well tonight.
I can't believe how good he is.
He's big.
He is big for a back, and good speed for that size. Senior came with 25 tackles. First year at Rowlett. Secondary, though, Ellis, Jennings, Walker's made some good plays. Brock's at that safety spot. Rowlett, they can do it with defense. They figure out that running game consistently, and we may see them get to the postseason. They got to do it, though, next week. And on first down, we get a chance to see Benson to the third level, one of his better runs, as Lakeview Centennial may not have the foot on the hammer down like they did before. That's 20 more for Benson.
Well, if Centennial loses this one and then loses the next two, that'd be 3 in a row going into the playoffs, and I'm not sure if they'll be able to get there if they don't pick it up and at least win one of the games of the next two.
Jermias Benson with 15 carries. And I do believe close to 80 yards with that carry. Clock rolling at $1:20. And I'm a little bit surprised they're not in victory formation here. There's Benson again, moving those legs. Boy, Benson, ball might have come out at the end. I'm not sure. But they've got a good tandem there with Devontae Crow and Jermias Benson.
Yeah, this is where you got to be careful with the ball. You can't try to do more than what you need to do. All you really have to do is just take a knee. So if you're going to hand the ball off, you get hit, you better just be holding on tight and go down.
Well, they're huddled up. In fact, they're lining up at midfield on that Rowlett side.
Yeah, they're excited. I mean, this is a big game in district to win.
There's the victory knee as Andrew Ellison does enough tonight to take his club to victory, throwing for less than 100 yards. But it is enough to upend Lakeview Centennial 21-6. The final score tonight here at Homer B. Johnson Stadium. What a game. What an atmosphere. It had playoff feel right from the outset, and the Eagles brought it from the opening gun. Really set the tone with that blocked field goal that was returned for a touchdown. When they got that, they felt like they could win it.
They did, and the momentum never stopped.
No, really didn't. They were just fantastic tonight. Andrew Ellison, 8 of 19, 85 yards on the ground tonight. Benson was the star. He ends the game with 63 yards officially, 14 carries, a touchdown. Devontae Crow, 13 for 45. And it was really special to watch Kirkling at that wide receiver spot. He catches 68 yards, 5 grabs, and Okolo had the touchdown catch. Not anything overly spectacular. It's a team effort. They do it with defense and special teams, but that's what really good teams do, and they win it tonight, upsetting the Patriots of Lakeview Centennial 21-6. Lakeview ends up falling to 3-3 now. We'll see where it shakes out. They're now in the wash with a bunch of other teams. Rowlett improves to 3-4 with UIL East coming up next week, the best team in the district. Who knows what's going to happen? Well, we thank you so much for tuning in tonight. That will do it from Homer B. Johnson Stadium. I want to thank Delbert Richardson and the entire crew. Thanks to Thomas Hart, our spotter tonight. Bobby George, always fun. And what a game tonight. My name is Scott Garner. Until next time, the final once again, it's Rowlett 21, and Lakeview Centennial 6. Good evening, everyone, from Garland, Texas. Good night, and God bless.